All right, happy Tuesday. We'll get started here in about 7 minutes. So if you are watching this on the replay, just go ahead and fast forward this about 6-7 minutes or so. We'll get started here soon. I'm just writing down some notes as I usually do, and watching updates on the Weather Channel. Hope you survive the winter storm. Looks like we have another one coming in maybe this weekend. So anyway, we'll get started soon, and welcome. So there's some breaking news. It looks like Google Hangouts will end October of this year in favor of Hangouts Chat or something like that. That should be interesting. Some breaking news there. Benjamin, good evening. This will be an open chat. What I'll do is I'll start here at around 8:30. Let me say what I have to say. Then, Ben, if you want to join or some other guests for this Tuesday evening, please, I want to get your opinion on the future of, well, the next launch of a show called the Ubuntu Show. Tranime Girl, good evening. Welcome. How are you? How's your Ubuntu coming along? I have officially going to end my experiment this week of Goodbye Linux. Can I live without Linux and use only Windows 10? Of course I can. But enough of that. I have more fun with Ubuntu. So that ends this week. It's still buggy? Okay. Well, Tranime, if we had a Ubuntu National Linux desktop, it would not be buggy anymore. Is it still that same problem with the what is it, lock screen? Okay. You've checked the forums, right? I think you did. Okay. All right. Ooh, it's 35 degrees now. Heat wave in Ohio. Okay. Hi, Yugi. Um, a bug report? Okay. Um, I have Ubuntu installed on one of my laptops. I don't use it every day. Primarily Ubuntu Mate, so. Um, but if that's the only bug, that's not bad. Woodbeast, welcome. All right. All right, another 2 minutes. There is some also other breaking news. It looks like Microsoft is going to. True, but that's a huge bug. I'm sorry. uh, Microsoft is going to compete with Chromebooks. They're going to release their own Chromebook competitor Chromebook killer, starting at about $189 and up, including one that laptop that flips over as a tablet, like the Chromebook, like the Pixelbook. Surprise. Tony, welcome. All right, 1 minute, and then I'll make an announcement here. We'll get started. It's wind blows, though. Well, you know. But see, that just goes to show that the big boys are paying attention to Linux. They're paying attention to Linux. Chromebook is Linux, and they're paying attention. All more so, hence the need for a national Linux desktop. I switched. And Tergos is dead away. Is dead on arrival. All right, let me get a father in here to say last rites. See if I can page him. You know, this is why I stopped distro hopping. All I was doing was hopping from bug to a different set of bug to a different issue to this. Forget about it. Enough. So really, Switch, you went to install it and it pooped? That hasn't happened to me on quite a while on anything that I've tested. Microsoft thinks it's expensive. As has any chance against an OS, you can pay whatever you want. Well, I mean the Chromebook competitor will start at $189, which isn't bad if it actually works. I don't know. Switch says it does not install Grub, and it seems it is impossible to install. Wow. Okay. For all you Linux newbies out there, it's usually not this bad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's weird. Okay. Well, that's Linux. It can be predictably unpredictable. So, all right, let's get into the topic, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, right. Leave it in the refrigerator for a while. Grubs will come. All right. Let me say what I have to say, and then we'll get some guests here on the chat. So we've talked about this since last year many times, it seems. It is time for a national Linux desktop. It's 2019. Obviously, still issues with various forms of Linux for whatever reasons. And I know a lot of people, I'm guessing, including myself, don't find Windows 10 as fun as, say, Windows 7 was for various reasons. It works. Gaming is terrific, updates take too long, and of course we all like a little bit more privacy. So it is time for a $400 national Linux desktop here in the US for the mom and pops, okay? Now, we can debate, you know, who's going to make it, what kind of specs. You know, I don't want to turn this into Linux versus Windows, or you know, Linux versus Linux Mint, the Manjaro. You know, this is just something to get something to someone's house with the mom and pop and their kids to prove that you have an option besides Mac. Okay, if you're not too crazy about Windows and want something different, you don't have to spend $2,000 on a Mac or $1,000. You can spend $400 on an Ubuntu desktop, and it'll work just as good. Granted, a low specs machine. So we've talked about it. Canonical has the resources. They've proven successful. They are profitable. The last financial reports I've read, they made tough decisions. They got rid of the Ubuntu phone, the Edge, I think it was called. They got rid of the Unity desktop. There's hint of them maybe going on Wall Street, possibly. I don't know. But they are the CEO. Who's the boss? Mark Shuttleworth. He seems to be a visionary, sort of in a way that Steve Jobs was for Apple, you know, in certain ways. But I think they can do it. They have the product. The GNOME desktop is not necessarily my favorite desktop without specific tweaks, without specific extensions that don't break the system. So Ubuntu, not necessarily Ubuntu Mate, although Ubuntu Mate would be fine choice for a national desktop, but Ubuntu with 2 or 3 extensions like what comes to mind is Dash to Panel, because I like to have my panel at the top, everything at the top. Of course, Windows starts everything at the bottom, but for me it's always at the top. But something like that where the extension is pre-built from the factory, as it were, and it works without any extra tweaks. $400 has to be the sweet spot. Give or take a few bucks. It doesn't have to be a high-end machine. 4 gigs of RAM should be plenty, although I think Ubuntu needs to be performance enhanced. Right now, I think you need at least 4 gigs to make it run comfortably, but I think they can fix that with each progressive release. So I think Ubuntu should be the national desktop for what it's worth. 9 years ago, I started this channel because I didn't see enough content on Linux for Windows users. And I'm not the type to sit back and wait for something to happen. When something pops in my mind that I don't think is right, or something's not quite right, I started this channel, and here we are. March it'll be 9 years. Linux has reached its prime. I really do think that Linux has reached its prime with the proper resources, the proper company like Canonical with a fine product like Ubuntu, whether you like GNOME or not, with a few tweaks and extensions. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've tested it multiple times. It seems okay. So Ubuntu should be the national Linux desktop, and we start the conversation here. The longest journey begins with the first step. And why not a Windows user like myself telling other Windows users, hey, you have an alternative? If all I did was Linux and nothing else, and I tell you that Windows isn't all that hot, why should you believe me, since all I use is Linux? But if I say you should try Linux because Windows isn't all that hot, and I am a Windows user, now we can relate, if that makes any sense. At least that's how I would perceive it. If I was a newbie and a Windows user told me, hey, try Ubuntu or try this or try that. Anyway, that's the psychology of the marketing of all this. So the goal here is to get engagement from as many thousands of people as possible. Then I think a company like Canonical and others may take notice. Will it happen? Come along for the ride and maybe we'll make history together. I don't know, but it's worth a shot. So the Ubuntu show is what I call it. I didn't know what else to call it. If you guys have a better name, feel free to suggest it. But we have Ubuntu Weekly. We have the Ubuntu podcast, so Ubuntu show made sense. The show will be primarily on the weekends because that's my schedule. I don't usually work on the weekends. I have time. The problem is doing multiple 2-3 hour shows on the weekends. One was a 6-hour show. As much as I enjoy doing them, it's tiring. A whole lot, and it could be draining. And I have a hard time saying no. I've tried to do shorter public shows, half hour, hour. Okay, 5-minute warning. Somebody new comes on, I'll stay on. Somebody else comes on, I have a hard time saying no because I hate to tell people no. I hate to be rude. So the shows will be on the weekend, day and or night. I may do one show. I may do 2 shows. I'm thinking this Friday evening and maybe Saturday during the day to get people in other time zones involved. I'm betting there are thousands out there who will love an opportunity to chime in and can't or will not subscribe or follow a channel unless their voice is heard. At least that's the thinking. So the goal is to get as many people involved without doing 2 or 3 hour shows or longer. It's just too tiring. So the shows will be private. They'll be by invitation only. Google Hangouts. The most I can have here is 10? 9 guests, 10 including myself, to get as much engagement as possible. There'll be private shows. If you miss them, I'll post them on Patreon. They'll be made public a week later just to get some feedback. But the shows will be short, 30 minutes, maybe even less. If we have lots of guests, it'll be longer. But I wanted to try to avoid doing multiple 2-3 hour shows, because as much as I enjoy them and meeting new people like Traname and the rest of you, which is awesome, I can't think of anything more human than engaging with people whom I may never have a chance to meet. But it is tiring. So the shows will be short at first. Now, if we have a special guest or something special going on, of course I'll do a longer show. You know, why not? But I think in the beginning, as an experiment, I'll keep them short. I'll keep them private, 9 guests maximum at the most. There may be times no one's available and I'll do a solo show. Not a problem. Not a problem. We have to start somewhere. And maybe Canonical will take notice. Now, yes, Traname, you're special. Well, now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so maybe Canonical will take notice. A couple things here. I'm not being paid by Canonical. I'm not being sponsored. Okay, so I'm doing this my own time. I'm donating my time, volunteering my time. If Canonical or a company would love to sponsor a live show, please do. The more exposure, I think, the better it is for all of us. Now, if by some stroke of luck, by some miracle, that we get to see a national desktop, a national Linux desktop by any company, we can come back to today and say, because of you, we did it. And how cool would that be? To have a say-so, to have some kind of control over people's technology, if that makes any sense. I think it's worth a shot, so come and join me for the ride. Anything else? I think that's it. Yeah, I will continue to do Windows 10, videos, tips and tricks here and there. But my experiment with Goodbye Linux ends this week. In fact, I'm doing Ubuntu Mate now. I want to do some updates on it. But I just like Ubuntu better for me. Windows 10 is my backup operating system. I'll do it to show some tips, play some games, something new, a new piece of software I will test, but primarily Ubuntu Mate or Ubuntu. All right, who would like to join in for this open chat for this evening? And feel free to offer your suggestions, criticisms. If you just want to say hello and leave. Let me go to my Gmail. Man, I'm tired. I've been up since 2 this morning, but I had to get this out of my head. My Windows trial ends this week, so it's 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks, Tony. Nothing wrong with Windows, nothing wrong with Linux. They both work, but I've gotten so used to Ubuntu that I don't feel like I need Windows. There's nothing in Windows right now that I can't do in Linux. And I do like the faster updates in Ubuntu. So I guess it comes down to speed. Yeah. Let me get the link here. Okay. Benjamin, you want to join? Okay, let's have you on the show. All right, who else wants to chime in? Come on, don't be shy. We have to show Canonical that there's a market for a Linux desktop. Why do I insist on using Google and OBS to stream? Simple, because they both work on Linux and Windows. You know, we don't want to scare away Windows users that if they buy Linux or try Linux, then they lose Windows. So I do it like this is not to scare Windows you. Remember, this is for Windows. This experiment, this Ubuntu show is not really for us. We know it's good. I don't have to convince you. We have to convince the potential millions of customers. Yeah, I was not tempted by the dark side. Can we scare away Windows devs? Okay. Ben, check your email. I sent it. Dan, do you want to join? And if we have anybody new watching, we're doing this for you. I don't have to be convinced. So, say hello. And I would accept Coca-Cola as a sponsor. Because it would be cool to have Coca-Cola and have like an Ubuntu logo at the bottom.
Hello? Everybody hear me okay?
There we are. Yeah, man. I can hear you.
Alrighty. Good.
How are you?
I'm good. Got the baby with me, so...
You got the baby. Oh, well, see, you got to start the baby young with the Ubuntu. You got to start them young, and then they learn as they go older.
Yeah.
So smart, yeah. Awesome.
Little 6-month-old, trying to get him asleep now. So.
Oh, wow. 6 months. That is... Okay, awesome. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Dan, check your email. Welcome, Rick Forges. Hi. Hello, Canada. How are you? From Canada. Awesome. Very nice. Rick, do you use Linux? If you don't, that's okay. Twitch Vubre, how's my son's 1999 Bravada? I had to put some money to it, but it's reliable for a GM. Yeah. It's that one had the those cars. They had a super reliable 4.3 V6 Vortec turbo drive, warp drive engine. My son's into that. So yeah, it's not the car he wanted for his first car. He wanted a Toyota Tundra. I'm like, yeah, so do I, you know. But it's reliable. Twitch Vubre, thank you for asking. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
How are you? How is you?
Yeah, the 4.3 is pretty good engine. They use them in all kinds of small pickup trucks. They use them in the S10s. We use them in forklifts.
No kidding.
And people beat the crap out of them.
Nice. Okay.
They start them things up and mash the gas pedal to the wood, and
nice.
they run until they shut them off.
Nice. Yeah, it's reliable. It's I mean, I keep it maintained as much as I can within reason. I don't want to put too much money into it, but we change the oil. We put synthetic blend. The mechanic at the local service station recommended synthetic blend. I'm like, okay, that's what I use in mine. Either that or full synthetic. So, yeah, it runs. Everything works, you know. But I mean, I bought it used. I had to put a new starter, radiator, you know, like the usual maintenance. But it's been reliable. It hasn't let him down. Put a new battery in it, especially now with the cold weather. You want a good solid battery.
Most definitely.
All right. Let's see. Joe, you can come in quickly? Okay, let's get Joe in here. And Traname, do you want to join? We'll get one more. Since you use Ubuntu, you should join, Traname, girl. Yeah. That way we can talk a little bit more about Ubuntu or Ubuntu related.
Ubuntu.
Humanity Tour. And do you know what that symbol means? The Ubuntu symbol? Do you know where it comes from?
I think it comes from Africa or South America or something like that.
That's the meaning. Traname, here comes the link. That's the meaning, but what is the actual circle picture?
Never bothered to look it up.
Well, I did some research. It is 3 people in the circle holding hands. Humanity towards others.
Oh,
Ain't that
Okay.
sweet? Ain't that sweet? Yeah.
I see that. I see that.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. Um, so, trying to. I just sent you the link. I do believe. I believe the Ubuntu podcast team is on hiatus the next month or two. They were doing a weekly podcast, just Ubuntu podcast, that you can check out on the ubuntupodcast.org, I think, or com, to catch up on what they have to offer there. Of course, you can go to ubuntu.com for the desktop, or for canonical news. I didn't catch too much of their financial report, but the last I read was they are profitable. That says a lot for a Linux company. Hello, Joe.
Yes, it
How are
does.
you?
Doing good.
I got a pizza coming, so your timing's perfect.
Jeez.
We're back to
Shoving-
food again.
Shoving your
Back to
face
food
with.
again.
Back to food again.
Just so you know, we got a 10-inch storm that's happening right now. It's overnight, supposed to be the
Really?
heaviest. So I don't know if you're in
Wow.
the same trap.
They
track
said
pattern.
rain for us tomorrow, like in the 40s.
Okay,
I got
so you're going
ice.
to be north of it then, I think.
Yeah.
I got ice beating off my windows right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ice, baby.
I mean, the ice crystals, you know how they bounce off your windows
Yeah.
and make that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it started out here. It started out kind of like sleety stuff earlier today, and then they said the worst is going to be overnight, but they're already closing schools for tomorrow and everything else. So.
Well, when it gets that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal here last night and this morning early I got up. It was cold. It was cold.
So, Carm, I missed the very beginning. So you're setting up like a schedule for a regular show.
This is what we're and hi Chaname.
Hello.
Welcome. What I'm going we've talked about this really since last year now, it's 2019, about a national Linux desktop. So I thought, and we kind of agreed as a community, Canonical's got the resources. They've been around for a lot of people, including myself. My first date with Linux was Ubuntu back in 2006. And here I am. So if it wasn't for Ubuntu, I probably wouldn't be here doing this. So I owe them, sort of, you know. So we're going to choose. I chose Ubuntu as the leader, the number one draft quarterback choice for the national Linux desktop. Why not?
Sure.
They've
I
got
can't
the
complain.
They've got the resources. They got the product. Even though GNOME is not my favorite desktop, but with a few extensions, it's fine. Truly, it's fine. And they can make it out of the box where those extensions can be put in, pre-tested, pre-bugged, pre-debugged, as it were, ready to go. That's not going to be a problem. If you just put 2 or 3, now if you're going to put 10 extensions, that might be a different ballgame. But 2 or 3 to make it more user-friendly, I don't see a problem. So I'm just going to call it the Ubuntu show. I didn't know what else to call it. If you have better suggestions for names, I'm open to suggestions. So
Perhaps I'm not a big fan of GNOME, and I really don't like it, but perhaps it works best if you put it on a tablet or something like that. You know, with the large icons popping up on the whole screen and stuff, kind of like how Google has their tablets.
for the default, yeah, but with the dash to panel option where everything is at the top in small fonts, I think it's fine for the desktop. You know, that's why I said Ubuntu with a few tweaks. You know what I mean? Because I like to have all my stuff at the top, all the panel stuff at the top. And that's what I do with dash to panel.
Who's to say that they don't change the desktop down the road from GNOME again, too? I mean,
They
it might
might.
very well happen.
They might. I think GNOME does look sharp. I will give them credit, and it does appear stable. By multiple tests, it does appear. It just works, and it looks cool. It looks modern.
They might choose to do a study on which desktop people would be most likely to accept.
Okay.
I think we've kind of gotten spoiled, though, with being able to which I think is going to hurt if you're used to this, being able to, tweak and really theme and do all the things you want to do that way with a desktop. That's the part that kind of hurts somebody like myself who just likes to do that kind of thing. But then again, too, if you think about, I mean, you can't do anything with Windows. At least you can do some things with Ubuntu, but unless they have maybe two choices, GNOME is one, and then maybe one other platform. I don't know.
That's all speculation, and that's fine.
The beauty of Linux. You don't have to have just one desktop.
Right.
Tranime, what extensions do you have installed?
Oh, I have a ton of them. I've got the Dash to Dock. I've got, I don't remember the name of it, but it puts the weather up by my clock. I've got one to change my processor frequency.
Okay.
GS Connect.
Okay.
YouTube downloader. One that does Google Assistant.
Okay.
Something sensors.
Okay.
Caffeine. I don't remember which of the internet radios I have up there.
Okay.
There's two of them, but I have one of them. Yeah, I've
Got
a
it.
little.
Okay, so
crazy.
you're more into the geeky stuff.
I've taken a direct notice that younger people seem to take to GNOME a lot better than us old T-Rexes.
Well, when I first started out with this, I actually I liked GNOME. I had it on a laptop. Matter of fact, the laptop that's sitting on my wife's lap right now that she uses for business at home. And it was a 17-inch screen, so it was really nice. It was polished and all that. But again, when you make that switch over to being able to tweak something so extensively to make it look completely different or whatever, and then you go back to that, it's kind of hard to go back to that. Not that I'm not saying it's a bad desktop. It's just it's what you
different.
use from a workflow.
It's different.
Yeah.
I installed and uninstalled Ubuntu GNOME like 3 times by one machine, but I thought to myself, let me just install it, but instead of 10 extensions, just pick 2 or 3.
Right.
One of them didn't work, 2 of them worked, and it's stable. So you know what? I'm good. It works the way I want it to. I mean, I won't do video production on it, just for testing. And I think that's how Canonical has to market it. The less junk you put in it, the less chance of something going smelly on you. The less, one or 2 extensions, 3 tops, and that's it. Test it, perfect it, boom, sell it. I think it'd be fine. The point is to get the machine out to mom and pops and to prove to them, in spite of what you heard, not all of Linux is 100% buggy. There's some machines that work beautifully. Chromebooks. It's a good example. Once it gets out to where mom and pop and the kids can touchy-feely play with it, and they'll see it runs faster, updates don't take as long, more privacy, the word will spread. I'll buy it. I'll tell my neighbor. I'll tell you. See. That's how the marketing goes. It's got to be $400. That's the sweet spot.
Mine works flawlessly. I haven't had any issues in months.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it's on new hardware. Hardware was released this year.
Nice.
Well, I said that before, and I'm having a couple issues in Mate, but I think it comes back to the same thing I always say. It's me screwing something up, because we don't leave them alone. But I don't know quite what it is. I wanted to put Wine back in. I play on Linux, and Wine wants to delete half my software that's in here. So, and it said there's some kind of packages that it's.
Yeah, we'll have the 2 versions. There'll be the Joey Screw Me Up version, then the stable version at Walmart. Yeah.
Well,
see, I'm happy with the complete Steam Proton thing, and that works great. I'm playing games on Linux. I never played games on Windows before.
What are you on, Dan? Because I'm having problems with Proton on my Mate.
I got the standard Steam plug-in with Proton.
Right, but I mean, what distro are you on with it?
I'm on Ubuntu Mate.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm using the Redmond desktop, and I moved the taskbar to the bottom. Okay. So it looks very much like XFCE or perhaps Cinnamon or something like that, or Windows.
I am just not a fan of the bar on the bottom.
I'm sorry about that. I've been having internet connection issues ever since I got this new Comcast modem.
Oh, that's
Oh
okay.
boy.
It just dropped on me out of nowhere.
Hmm.
I have no idea. It's been, and it's the same. It's with my phone too, so I know it's not my laptop. It's the.
It's probably that GNOME extension they installed in the router. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. There you go.
But a bump.
Yeah.
But Joe, I use the Steam from the repository and put that in, and I had to go into settings and select some stuff, and then it automatically installed Proton.
Right.
And it's just been maintaining itself all on its own now.
Yeah, I get it shows that it like as if I played today if I were to click on it, but yet the game doesn't start up. So I don't know what's going on if I get. But again, I'm having other issues with download, so maybe there's something else going on in the distro that maybe I just got to do a refresh. That's all.
Tranimate, can you live without extensions with Ubuntu?
I personally couldn't.
Okay. All right.
That's me. Joe.
Honesty, gotta love it.
No, I'm probably the same way. I've been so used to Ubuntu, highly customizable, that I gotta have at least 2 or 3 extensions in my other Ubuntu, at least. You know.
I have this need to know exactly what temperature my computer is.
Really?
I don't know. I can't live without that.
Of all the things. Wow.
And
That
that's
dash the dock.
and that's why Conky was invented, so you can see the temperature of your machine.
But I have to move the windows out of the way to see Conky.
I haven't used Conky in ages.
I don't
I
like
listen to the fans in my computer. If they speed up and can increase in speed, then it's cooking.
Heat is probably the last thing on my mind on the computer when it comes to. When I think of heat, I think of Sanibel Island, Florida, the beach. I'm not thinking of hey, what's my processor doing? But
I have that, and I have my Wi-Fi signal strength. I always have them.
well,
I'm a
mine is
nerd.
hardwired into my Comcast, so
Yeah, everything in my house is hardwired too, because all the houses are so close together. The Wi-Fi starts washing each other out.
I had that problem in my last apartment, and I just put in such big amplifiers that I just pushed everyone out. I was the only one on my building that had Wi-Fi. Everyone else was always like, it never works. And I'm like, mine works fine. I don't know what's up with you.
It's the sneaky way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice, but I didn't.
Hey, Toss, I'm just saying this right now. Once Super Tux Cards multiplayer is out of its little testing phase and the full version of it releases, I'm just saying right now, by sheer dumb luck, if I ever go into the multiplayer section and I find you on there, Lord, Lord,
I'll
help
be
us,
practicing.
Ricky,
the
I've
one-
already tried it with a bunch of other guys. It works fabulous.
Okay.
You don't even need to call it beta.
I'll have
It's
to
great.
warm. I'll have to practice. I'll be the one with the fly swatter whacking you out of the vent.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you use that fly swatter on Microsoft 24/7.
Yeah, really.
See
Anyway.
you later. See you later.
Joe's Pizza is here. Okay. Yep.
If you're still on there, I'll check.
All right.
See you later.
Okay. All right. But he's definitely a pizza guy.
I wish I
Too many of them will kill you.
It's fanning too.
I really do think that with the direction Microsoft is going, with them going up against Chromebooks, this is going to be a very interesting 2019.
Well, Microsoft wants to join the arena of selling $200 laptops, Chromebooks, and higher, and the ones that are fold into a tablet, because they see the market being chipped away little by little.
Yeah.
And you know what? They have to be thinking, hey, maybe this Linux thing is for real. Well, duh.
HP's got one, and it's priced pretty right there too. And it's a regular mini laptop, and it's got Windows 10 on it. And my cousin bought one, and it's touch screen as well with a keyboard.
Okay.
I wish they would come out with a Linux tablet. That's just like Android is limited.
The thing about Android tablets is they're not as good as they used to be. We really do need a Linux tablet at some point. It's just gotta happen.
I want like Linux to take notes and have my little evolution program with my calendar in it. It'd be great.
Well, let's start off with the National Linux desktop first. Then we'll work our way up to a tablet, you know.
Okay.
Well, I also think the Android OS itself has changed a lot since its inception. Like I remember Android, like I think this, like the Galaxy S2 or whatever, like when Android was first coming out. I remember it came with a terminal and everything. I was able to get into the core of it, and you just can't do that now, or without tweaking, the crap out of it.
Yeah. Well, I use my phone a lot. I have several tablets. I have one iPad mini that's gathering dust, so it's, I don't know. And now they're coming out with these foldable phones. You got a phone, then a tablet. So, but if Canonical can successfully, profitably make and sell an Ubuntu desktop, then the money will come in, and the resources, the universe, the stars will align to expand from there. And it won't be just Chromebooks in terms of a Linux standard. But I read where there are still many people who still love their Windows 7, even companies, and they really don't want to drop it.
Well, tell you the truth, I really do love it myself.
Well, there you go.
The reason I like my taskbar at the bottom is because I have to use Windows to go to work and fix machinery.
Okay.
Windows 7 talks to the machinery to put firmware and stuff in it.
Right, yeah.
So I like to keep consistency, everything at the bottom.
Right. No, it makes sense.
I can deal with stuff on the bottom, but when I have control over it, I prefer to have it on the top.
Yeah. All right, Switch. Have your dinner. Late dinner. Yeah, I like it on the top. I've gotten used to it, so everything is very well. I got my ticker at the top, looking at the news feed, see if anything catches my eye. So it's just easier for me, and I've gotten used to this humongous 40-inch TV monitor.
I find it very fascinating how people like different things at the top, the bottom, GNOME. There's people that like all of it,
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Linux is even if you have a default system with what it came with, you're pretty much the owner of that system. You can pretty much customize it however you can have like the menu over this way and everything else that way.
It's really fascinating what different combinations people really favor.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes you wonder why we favor those combinations,
Yes. I think that's what I was trying to drive at.
I think by nature, some people are curious, want to tinker, like I am still in the way, sort of, It's just who we are, But after, 9 years coming this March and over 2,000 videos, I stopped distro hopping. Again, I was just hopping from one set of bugs to a different set of bugs. It was pointless, It's pointless. So I stuck with Ubuntu based.
Oh, by the way, Toz, anything on your father's movie?
There's something going on this weekend over there. I don't know if it's in Rome or where he lives in Calabria, which is south of Rome. I don't know, I'll talk to him this weekend, either Sunday or Monday, see what's going on. But there's something going on, some kind of a meeting going on this weekend. They do a once-a-year thing, memorial. There's a Holocaust museum there. The liberation of the Jews and the liberation of the camp, and I'm assuming a celebration of the courage of the Italian people that saved all those thousands of Jews in that camp. It's they have the press there, and I think there's a couple things on YouTube about that camp too.
Okay.
But my dad was there last year. They gave him like an award or some kind of a plaque for the movie as a thank you for the awareness of that unknown camp there.
Wow.
But that's the last I heard. Yeah. But still no contract, still no distribution deal. Yeah, he's not going to sell his rights away to the movie. So there's been a lot of talk, a lot of politics. He mailed a copy of the official press release from the Vatican, the Catholic, whatever. They recommended the movie, they endorsed it, which is good. Everything looks good on paper, but he's not going to sell his rights, so that's the holdup. That's why it's not in theaters anywhere. So, anyway, that's what's going on. So, but I'll keep you posted. Yeah.
Because I want something good to come out of that. I really hope somebody gets a hold of it, because it'll not only help him out, but it'll help you.
Well,
that's
you know
kind of
what?
my feelings too. I just don't know what's good and what's bad about it. I mean,
it's the nature of the business, and it's not just him. It's just the nature of the Hollywood business,
Yeah.
But he knows he has something that nobody else has done. You probably never see a movie where a concentration camp, thousands of Jews were saved by Italians, of all people, an obscure concentration camp in southern Italy, built by Mussolini. These Jews were saved. The Italians pulled it off. No one got killed. Some people died of malaria, but no one got purposely killed, which is a miracle. And the movie tells the story of a Catholic priest who was born at that time. Well, it tells the story of a child who was born at the time, who grew up to be a Catholic priest, who never was told until the end he was Jewish.
Wow.
So you see the conflict between Jewish and what this is on. Anyway, the movie tells the story of him looking for the truth. And I can tell you that the movie has a happy ending to a resolution. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So he knows what he has. Nobody else has done it for whatever reason. The story's there. The actors are there. The guy who wrote the music has won 2 Academy Awards overseas already. So all the elements are there,
It's a matter of time.
Well, my dad's a small fish in the sea of big fish. And that's what it comes down to. But he won't be the first. He won't be the last. But yeah, he's tired after 7 years. When did we finish it? I did the subtitles October, November 2017. 2017? Yeah, 2017. I did the corrections because the film was shot in Italian. Anyway, so that's the holdup. So that's why it's
I can understand why he doesn't want to sell out. I don't know exactly how movies works, but I know how music works because I have a cousin that worked for Capitol Records for 20 years.
Yeah.
Listening to him jam around on the holidays, something else.
Well, he counter-offered. He says, look, keep your money. I don't want your money. Just sign a partnership with me. And they said no. Leads me to believe they want control of it.
Right.
And he said, I don't think so. Well, that's the holdup. In the meantime, 7 years without a paycheck, all the time and money spent, but that's the nature of the beast. He took a shot. We'll see what happens. So,
how long does the copyright stuff and all that hold out on a project like that?
In fact, we talked about it. He called me earlier. Was it last one? He's got to get the paperwork redone every year or something. It's different over there. I think everything is done in Rome. I forget what it's called. I can't remember. But yeah, he may have to get a lawyer to get it renewed and this and that. But
I was just curious how long he can sit on it and do nothing before someone else can steal it from him.
No, he can keep it on the shelf, or he can burn it if he wants to. He won't do that. But no, but it's his. It's in his name. It's in his name. It's just a matter of getting it properly registered so it can be sold or distributed. But it's always going to be his. He's the producer. He's the boss. He's the CEO. Nothing gets done without his approval. Now he has a partner, of course, but he's got 80% stake in it.
Yeah, because I think like over here it's like 50 years or 75 years, and then anybody else can use it.
I think I'm not sure how that works over there, but I believe you have to get there's a name for that in Italian, and where I can't think of it now. But
I'm just trying to get an Italian education.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different over there. They have an unusual political system. Last year, the elections, they had 19 parties running.
Oh,
Here we can't get stuff done with 2. So, hello, Paul. But yeah, so it's definitely interesting over there. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, I feel like I'm in the plane, like in a holding pattern. When can we land? When can we?
when is the tarmac going to be free?
I know. When's it? Can we get something signed here? That's the nature of Hollywood. It's not all that. It's only glamorous when you score. When nothing happens, you're like, you're sleeping. So, anyway, Ben Fitzpatrick, how you feeling? Cough medicine? Okay, take your cough medicine. Mugen, welcome. I'll try. In fact, I need to talk to him to see if I can repost that trailer, because I took it down for legal reasons to avoid conflicts with the film studios, or the film festivals, because they played at a film festival. So I'm going to talk to him, see if I can repost that. I did it once on YouTube. Some of you saw it, but I'll try to get the permission to do it again, so you guys can take a look at the trailer. So
Yeah. The sad thing about Hollywood as well is some of the stuff is all smoke and mirrors.
You know what? I remember seeing the trailer. Did you do it like last year?
Yeah, last spring, I think. What I did, see, I have a copy of the movie here. It's not the high def, but see, I don't need the high def. I just needed a nice, decent copy of it. I just pieced it together in Caden Live, of all things. Hey, it worked. No, it wasn't 4K. It wasn't like 4K high. I think it's 480p, which is fine. What's that?
I haven't been able to figure out Caden Live.
Oh, okay. It does a lot, Tran. I learned through trial and error.
I ended up on OpenShot, and
Really?
Caden's just very intimidating. I've
Can't.
tried.
OpenShot has never worked for me. Never.
It doesn't work right. No, it doesn't.
No.
But I managed to get the videos out. But
Okay,
I just
okay.
can't figure out Caden.
Yeah, I did it in Caden Live, and I think it was a 1.5-minute trailer. The guy who wrote the music, he's on Facebook. He's actually just finished a movie with Dolph Lundgren. He was Drago in Rocky IV. I think he's from Switzerland, the actor. But they filmed the movie in a row. He did the music for that movie, so. But he's doing well. So I think he teaches music too at a college or university there. So. So we'll see what happens, but that's been the holdup. Anyway, maybe that movie can get sponsored by Ubuntu. Because it wouldn't make sense, because Ubuntu didn't exist in World War II. It could be kind of awkward to put a placement in the movie for Ubuntu. Yeah.
Oh, nice. To kick off 2019, we already have a few good Linux releases already. Parrot 4.5 just literally released. Also, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Endless OS 3.5.4. Arch Labs just re-released a new version. Hardened BSD, OpenSense, and Live Razio.
I just had a thought, like, if this project gets sponsored by Ubuntu, we won't be able to talk nothing except Ubuntu. So if you mention OpenSense, I go, shh, Arch, you can't say that, shh,
None of those distros are as stable as Ubuntu.
That's what it all comes down to, is stability, right?
I tried Parrot, and it lasted a whole month, and it crashed because it's a rolling release distro.
Well,
Parrot's
that's
rolling
why
release?
I stopped
Yeah,
distro
I
hopping.
think it's Debian testing.
Okay.
Okay.
They what's I gonna say? Yeah, I've tried OpenShot. What's the other one in Linux? They just never worked as good. Caden Live took me a good. I mean, it was months till I got somewhat comfortable with it, Tranime, but it does work most of the time. It does a lot. I don't use all the features, but it does appear to work good enough where it's stable enough. And that's why that's probably the Linux standard in terms of video editors. And there's a beta version for it in Windows that works pretty good too. I mean, I'm impressed. So if it wasn't for that, I would probably use Shotcut. That's both Windows and Linux. That's fairly stable.
I'll have to see if Shotcut can help me out when OpenShot doesn't cooperate.
Try an earlier version of OpenShot. I had better luck. If you're going to just glue a few videos together to make one big long one, the earlier version does it at lightning fast speed, and it'll give you good quality too. It does it like 3 times faster than Kdenlive. The newer OpenShot with the more fancier look to it, that one's garbage.
I hate the fancier look. I miss the old version, and if I remember correctly, it had more effects and transitions and stuff before.
It had much better performance. It used all the cores in your CPU without asking for a thing.
Yeah, the newest version does seem to render quickly. I did notice that. Of course,
I did have a problem last year trying to get the dubbing, or not, but the audio in sync. There's a scene in the trailer where Mussolini is giving his fascist speech in Italy, saying that Jews, you know, the horror of society. But it was fun because he's talking in Italian, this mouth, and I couldn't get the lips and the voice, the audio in sync. I had to work on it. It was almost cartoonish in a way, you know. But yeah, but I figured it out. So. Looked like a good movie from the trailer. Thank you, Mick. So you saw the trailer? Yeah, I had it on Facebook briefly also. I had one of my friends call me. He saw the trailer. He says, "Karn, when's this movie coming out? Oh my God, that music!" I said, "I get that all the time. It's the music that's haunting. It stays with. It's one of those movies where when you watch the movie, even if the movie is not for you, you will never forget the music. It's like the music from Jaws, The Godfather.
Yeah.
I started watching
Star Wars. It stays with you. Yeah. So.
Halo.
Halo.
Yeah.
It is a signature sound that comes along once in a blue moon. And Sandro, the Italian composer, I told him, he was very nice to reply. I said, "Man, you nailed it. It just bang." Even when I saw the first rough cut trailer, which is very rough cut, a lot of mistakes in color, the music was like, holy cow, that's haunting, that's scary, that's, you know, foreboding, as it were, you know. But yeah, the music, I think, if it gets sold, should be done to a soundtrack and sold and nominated, because he just nailed it. So beautiful music. All right, so that's where we are in terms of we're talking about Ubuntu. So the shows will be on the weekend. They will be short, because like I stated, doing multiple 2-3 hour shows on the weekend, as much as I enjoy them, they're just draining. See, my mind says let's do it, but then when I'm done, my body says, oh, where's my smart toilet? Oh no, just kidding, but.
Oh, come on.
Just kidding. No, but it is tiring. I did one show with 6 hours, Traname, and I still had people coming on. I hate to say no.
Nuts.
Because if I say, okay, last call for comments, and somebody new will come on, like yourself, and I hate to say sorry, you're late. It's an Italian thing, hospitality. Hey, come on in, have mangi, eat, have a cookie, you know. So
That cake on the counter's for company. Don't touch it.
yeah, right, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're no good unless you have a heart attack.
Anyway, so check your emails this weekend. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do the shows and or both day and night times to get people overseas. I keep getting comments, can you do a show during the day for us people in Europe? I get that all the time. And I have to explain I don't do this full time, but I try. So I'm gonna try and do the shows day and night at different times, so everybody gets a chance to come in on a private chat. We'll keep the shows short to get to the point, not 2-3 hours, unless we have a special guest or whatever, and that's fine. Get it done, talk about it, see what we have to say, then move on, you know.
Yep.
And that's the plan. So, yeah, Switch, you can join. Let me It's not too late still. I don't have to get up in the morning, so.
I do, so I'm gonna have to jump off soon.
Okay. All right.
I'm a 5:30 in the morning. Gotta do the thing.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I do that some. I got to do that Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
My uncle got himself an Echo Dot.
Oh,
they're
man.
okay. They work. Nothing wrong with that.
Basically, it's in the other room there. Thankfully, Alexa cannot hear me.
I like my Google Home.
Yeah. I thought about getting that for downstairs, but I thought, nah, I think I've given up enough of my privacy. So
I just think there's something creepy about an internet-connected microphone.
Look what Switch said. Burn it with.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
That's my
go
Google
Switch,
Assistant.
go.
get it? Fire his fireside chats. Yeah.
I like my Google Assistant.
I like my Alexa too. So
Yeah, it's probably snitching on you right now.
Well, she never talks back to me mean. You know, she usually agrees with me. She tells me funny Chuck Norris jokes. Now, if she could only cook, it'd be great, you know. But
I taught mine that if you swear at her, she'll turn off all the lights. she'll be like, if you're gonna talk to me that way, you can sit in the effing dark, and shuts all the lights off.
oh, that's funny. I mean, I could curse to it; it won't curse back. You know, I've never had a girlfriend like that. If I curse to her, she won't curse. Never happened. But not that I would curse to a girl, you know. But
Curse to your
Steve
girl.
is in the house, Mr. Pepperoni, Peppermint,
Another guy
Mr. Pepperoni. Hi, Pepperoni, Peppermint.
Peppermint.
See what you did, Joe, with the pepperoni pizza. Hello, Steve. What's up?
Actually, I had a veggie pizza, just for the record. Not that that's any healthier.
Okay. Oh, Steve, you're late. Sorry, gotta go. No, just kidding. I made an important announcement, and we're going to try and make Ubuntu to the powers that be. With a little help from the boss upstairs, we're gonna try and make Ubuntu the national Linux desktop, and it all starts here. So one day, if it comes to be, we've made history, and I can say it was because we started here with you guys and Joe's pepperoni pizza. No, just kidding. But
Yeah, I'm just a Johnny come lately. I started watching back in March.
okay,
I think that's when I seen your father's trailer too.
yeah, that got from the close knit group. That got a bit of attention. Of course, my friends are, oh, when can we see the movie? I said, your guess is as good as mine. You know. I have an extended trailer in my phone that I'll show privately. Like if I'm in a coffee shop, I don't mind, you know. Hi, Anna Rita. Heather had Taco Bell. Te quiero Taco Bell. Very good. Peabody. Mega Beast, what's up? So that's the game plan. So we'll see where this takes us. I mean, I'll still doing the regular shows on the weekends here and there, but I'll keep the Ubuntu shows private and short to the point. And we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see where it goes.
I have a question about those shows, Toss.
Yeah.
Are they also going to be for the Patreon supporters?
Yeah. That's for all the people who took the extra step, who wanted to join the club, as it were, that way. That's who the show was for.
Greetings. Can you guys hear me?
I'll make the shows public later. Yeah, Tom, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
So Andrew Goss didn't work, so I just went with Arch. Why not?
Oh, boy.
Right, dude.
Man,
While
dude.
it's running, I'm on Arch right now, so it's all good.
Man, you like giving yourself a headache, don't you?
Static. Who has the static?
It ain't me.
Okay. All right. There, it's gone.
I don't know. Maybe it came out of my mouth when I was telling Tom about his arch.
I know we just mentioned Arch, and bam, things go wonky.
All blown up, yeah.
There you go. That's all it takes, right? And not only is it Arch, It is Arch GNOME.
Oh,
man.
God. Is it just straight Arch Linux?
Arch Labs, which is basically now just an
Okay.
Arch installer. Yeah.
Ben says could be worse. It could. He's on Gentoo. Well, Gentoo, stable Gentoo, like on Chromebooks, is fine. Not your version, Ben.
It looks as though I can actually share a screen. So
So that's where the sound's coming from.
It might be, Tom. I think it is.
Yeah,
So-
it is.
here we put in a nice Cairo dock over here so that I can launch things up and it'll nice and disappear on me if I need to. And then, we're just gonna run with whatever we run with and see how this works for a little bit.
Wait,
Tom,
what's-
are you on the LTS kernel?
Yes, LTS, because the installing Arch Labs tends to fail the installation when you don't use it, at least in a VirtualBox. And so I just didn't want to mess with any of that, so I just went with the LTS because I knew it would work.
Hey, Tom, what was that dock you were playing with on the right side again?
Cairo Dock.
Cairo dock.
That's my
Cairo.
favorite. Yeah, check it out.
It's a wonderful docking program. It's been
Slick.
around for a few years. It is awesome. It works
the
on
only
any Linux
dock I
distro you
use,
throw
yeah.
at it.
Mhm.
Because I'm wondering if I take out the extensions for dash to dock, if maybe it'll help my little bug situation. I could put that instead. Might be a decent
Yeah.
workaround.
I guess you can try.
I like the prettiness of this one. So let me share that again. So I have it set up, of course, to do nice animations.
Ooh.
And when I cue something up, I get nice fire effects. And so
It's
yeah.
pretty.
I have a weather app right down there. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot.
yeah, and I actually have a tutorial I did about a year or so ago about how to configure it. Type in Cairo dock in my video.
I don't use docks that much, but Cairo dock, when I do use a dock, that's the one I use.
I
do
want
like
to.
it.
I want to see how that improves the GNOME experience.
Yeah, I'll report back and let you know if it helps the bug at all.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Tom, very good Bodhi Linux video.
Yeah, you like that?
Yep. Can't wait to see what the top 5 fails are going to be.
Yeah, it was
Gotten
good,
to
all
see it
right.
yet.
Record the top 5 fails. I was done with it. Number 1 fail. It doesn't actually set up your home folders.
Oh, my lord.
Wait,
I
really?
posted a comment on someone's show. I forget who it was. I'm like, oh, here come the bugs, and somebody wrote, yeah, but at least your files won't get deleted. I'm like, not so fast. That happened to me on Ubuntu a few years ago. All my files deleted. So it could happen.
How did Ubuntu delete your files, Toss?
The developers of Ubuntu released, I think it was an LTS, they released it knowing ahead of time that that bug was there, but they released it anyway.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's not cool.
Now, I read it after the fact, I think. Now, luckily, I had everything back. That was no big deal. But can you imagine a new user? They'll never go back to Linux again. You know,
Yeah.
it's the kiss
That's
of
li-
death.
That's like the same situation as the Windows 10 update to where they wiped a good
We
majority of...
all like to make fun of Windows when it breaks. Justifiable. But then people say, oh, it never happens to Linux. Excuse me. It happened to me. You know, so it can happen.
Yeah, if you thought just losing your home... If you just thought losing your home folders was bad, think of what would happen if you lost more than just your home folders.
Oh, my folders were there in Linux. Just everything I saved was. See that was a test to see. Hey, let's see if we can screw this up as bad as Microsoft. And they did.
Microsoft always copies Linux.
Well, there you go. They learn from the best from here. I'll have to get a special guest on. I won't give it away, but I love his thumbnails. I love his thumbnail. Today it's day 1 with ABC Linux. This is day 3 with ABC Linux. Oh, yeah.
You know what special guest I would like to see on your show, Toss? Mark
So we'll get this Ubuntu show started, and we'll see where it takes us. I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I really don't. When I started this channel 9 years ago, hobby, I was curious like you guys were, ladies were, about Linux. I got tired of seeing junk stuff on YouTube about Linux for Windows users. I wasn't getting the whole truth, so I started it, and here we are. So you never know where this could lead us. But I would love to have him on the show, sure.
Ooh.
We shall see.
So I just downloaded CairoDoc, and
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to like my display drivers or something.
Uh-oh.
It is looking really messed up.
Rick, are you still there? Rick from Canada. Did you post if you use Linux or what kind of Linux? If you're still there, try reply if you can, just out of curiosity. Yeah, Steve, I did have Alan on the show. I guess it was last year. We spoke about Ubuntu, why they chose no. We spoke a little bit about snaps. Yeah, he would be great to talk about it. Rick, you still okay? Rick, what kind of Linux OS do you use? Although it would be great to have the horse's mouth, as it were, Mark Shuttleworth on the show. Mint Cinnamon. Great, you and Switch and get married then. No, just kidding.
No, but
I used Mint Cinnamon for a while. It was okay.
Yeah, it's
It was
fine.
very stable.
Yeah. Steve, you want to join us, by the way?
You know what? I tell you what, I'm gonna hop off because I got to get up in the morning and drive around
That's
a
right.
bunch of slop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Tomorrow.
And you can have him hop on for a while, okay?
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, Toss.
All right.
Goodbye,
let's
the
get-
rest of you guys.
All right, Dan. Take care.
Yeah,
Let's
Dan.
get the Mr. Pepperoni here.
Oh, hey, there's an update for
well.
Ubuntu while I'm here, so this is interesting.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Pretty sizable update. Maybe they fixed. Maybe they fixed
Well,
my,
you never
dock,
know.
my
Or maybe
lock
they made it
screen.
worse. Yeah.
Who knows?
Speaking of Ubuntu, the Ubuntu weekly newsletter. They cover, what do they cover? Ubuntu stats, hot, and support local events, introducing the Ubuntu Council, canonical, blah, yeah, boring. Yeah, but that's a weekly newsletter. Anyway.
Yeah, Steve, I saw his. Whoops, is that too loud?
It's good.
Yeah, Steve said that. He says Arch made my hair fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it could be a headache at times. I give you that. It can be a headache. But like the software availability for Arch and Arch-based systems is like maybe second only to Gentoo.
I'm on the Ubuntu weekly wiki page, see what they have here. Translations. Top 5 Ubuntu questions. Okay. Why do Windows and Linux see different files on DVD-ROM? That's a top 5 question. Okay. Okay. Bash script to verify if a process is running is not working. That's not a newbie, but I guess it would be a geeky question.
What are you doing?
Let's see. Canonical news. KDE frameworks. Canonical patches known Bluetooth vulnerability. Alright, the usual stuff. Very good. There's a meeting, a desktop team meeting tomorrow. No, today. Damn, I missed it. For Ubuntu. All right, well, a lot of information there. I guess I'll bookmark this page. That's good.
it's like flat packs cannot be dropped onto CairoDoc easily.
I've never done that.
Yet another reason why flat packs suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll stick with my snaps.
Well, I'm sure snaps would do the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, it sounds like a children's cookie. Would you like some snaps? Okay.
Oh snap!
Oh snap! Yeah.
Oh, by the way, after this stream, I am officially back to recording for the first time since over the holidays. 2 videos going up tonight.
Woohoo! And the first one is how to install snaps in Cairo Dock, right?
No. I already know what my first one's going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be an overview of my Andragoss open box setup.
Okay.
The second one is going to possibly be a news article of some sort. I haven't decided which one, but I am bringing back, I think since today's Tuesday, I'm bringing back Linux News Tuesday segment that I haven't done in a while.
Somebody wants me to try React OS. Why would I want to try T-Rex OS?
React OS.
It's beta
is
like
not
since
good.
I was born, it seems, you know.
Let me just explain some to you all.
That's my reaction.
Let me explain some. Let me explain some to you all what React OS is. React OS was made by cavemen, and it was born from the La Brea tar pits.
That's right. Even the babies go, no, no, React OS, no.
I tried React OS just to see it, and yeah, I didn't react well.
The live CD works fine, but the minute I use the boot disk, boom, black screen, nothing.
Did you say poop disc? Oh, poop disc.
Boot disk.
Sounded like poop disc. Anyway. Jeffrey Naylor says, Chos, just stick Ubuntu, mate. Stick it or stick with? I'm not sure what you mean. If you mean stick with it, yes. That's what I'm running now. Yeah, I'm going to end my Windows experiment this week, and you know, Windows 10 is fine. It works. I'm used to the speed of Ubuntu, so you know, I'll keep Windows 10 as a backup. So stick with. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll put Ubuntu on one of my spare laptops just to keep up with what they're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing the show based on my testing maybe some apps or whatever, and maybe more extensions that'll break, I'm sure, or not break. You know, and we'll go from there. What's their next one? It's going to be what, 1904? I think they're going to have. Are they going to have that Android application installed by default? What is it, GS Connect or something? I think I read that. Yeah.
I love it.
Anyone know where Flatpaks install themselves to?
Oh boy, where did I want to install? I installed Kden Live as a Flatpak. I don't remember, Tom. I don't remember. All I know is I installed it. Kden Live was super slow, really slow. Sleepy from Australia. What's up, mate? Sleepy on a lunch break. Okay, very good. Have any run-ins with any kangaroos lately?
Just the coin purse.
Peabody says probable in the user directory. I don't know.
Would anybody be?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, would anybody be bothered if I asked a Cairo question?
Go ahead.
How do I make it not transparent? Because I can't see it.
There should be a setting in the options to where you can adjust the transparency or like shut it off or turn it on.
That's what I've been looking for.
I think if you click anywhere on it, and then and then go.
You're gonna have to right click, get into the Cairo Dock configure menu. Do you see that?
Yeah, I've got the configure menu up.
Okay, hit advanced.
Advanced?
Yep.
I believe it's at the bottom left.
Ooh, okay.
Remember.
There's more options.
And now for the icons themselves, click the icons under appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And there is reflections. Let's see, where is the actual... there's reflections. There should be... maybe it's not under appearance. Or maybe it's under appearance. Maybe it's not under icons. Maybe it's under your style. Yeah.
I think it might be the theming. It's under the theming, if I'm not mistaken.
I got a question for you guys. DT, I just got a notification. He posted something. Is there an app called Suckless? 'Cause that's what he wrote.
Yes,
Suckless
there
Day
is.
2. Though there is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a terminal, I think. Like if, yeah.
From what I saw, it looks like he switched window managers.
and it's called Suckless.
It looks like he's doing something with DWM, I believe.
Okay.
Well, I think Suckless is the company or project that makes like a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Like that window manager, and there's the ST terminal that Luke Smith uses. Yeah, it looks like they have a lot of projects. on
So
there.
what would they call it if it was full of bugs? Suck plenty? I don't know. It's just a thought, yeah. Hello, Michael. You're late again, but that's okay, Michael. For you, I'm going to stick around a little longer as I usually. I was just talking about that not too long ago, yeah. Welcome, Michael Lindorf. How are you?
Yeah, you're okay, dude.
Baby saying, please don't use Arch. No, no. I'm going to get Arch hate mail. Who do you think you are? Yeah, Sleepy, you can have a break. So what's new, Michael? What time does the baby usually go to bed there, Ben?
He usually falls asleep right about now, but I mean, he's.
I
Like,
was going to say, it's almost time, yeah.
yeah.
I would, when my son was like 1, I remember, I would put him to bed at the latest by 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually just sit him in front of the computer and put on his shows for him and stuff. He just falls asleep watching like cartoons and stuff.
Sure. We used to watch Teletubbies. I don't think that show is on anymore. Time for Teletubbies. Time for Teletubbies.
He's being polite. You want to tell me put on Total OS today for him.
Total OS today did not exist in 2000. Well, or else I would have. Michael, look, there's Daddy. And he'd be like, I got a fart. No, we watched Teletubbies, the kids show at the time, which I kind of got. I would sing along with the. Anyway, those were the days. 10 sirens going down the main drag where you live, Michael? Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Why, did 10 people pass out because of Arch? No, just kidding. I'm on a roll tonight. I don't know.
No. I think what happened is 10 people passed out because of the last Microsoft update.
Yeah, really. All right, Steve, I'll catch you later. Yes, check your email, Steve, this weekend for the inaugural, the first Ubuntu show. Jeffrey, I use 1804. I use, what do I use? 1810. 1810 Ubuntu, my test machine. 1804 Ubuntu Mate in my backup desktop, and this one with the SSD drive. 1810 and this 1804 Ubuntu Mate in the other one. Phew, too many distros out there, yeah. And they all seem to work, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Probably when 1904 gets released, I'll probably do an in-place upgrade and not a fresh, install. I've had good luck doing in-place upgrades with Ubuntu. It takes longer, but it seems to work. Yeah.
I wonder what the future of Ubuntu Mate is going to be concerning 1904. I mean, like, what else can they do to it?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, for example, couldn't they spruce up the interface, like make the icons more colorful? Like, could they do something like maybe more wallpapers? More theming options.
Yeah, they usually do incremental little things. It's I don't think it's that type of a distro for what did they change type of updates. At least I don't think so.
Right.
So
more functionality than.
Yeah, they're into stability versus cutting edge. So I just don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I don't think Mate's strength is like changing everything on every release. It's like people who expect consistency, like Mate, I think.
Yeah, I mean that. I think I mentioned that Martin Wimpress created that for his wife, who wanted something simple. So I have a feeling that if he changed it drastically, his wife would kick his kernel. So yes, Sleepy, I should get Popey again for the Ubuntu show. Absolutely. We did a show last year, I guess. We spoke about it. Absolutely, I will. I'll have him back on. Yeah.
The last I knew, they were working on a Mate that was based on GTK3. Did that hit the?
Yeah, I've had so much good luck with mods. I really haven't had to go to the forums that much. I think only once I had a question.
I wonder how Tim F is doing. He hasn't been around for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, true. I haven't seen him for a while.
No. I'll try to reach him maybe this weekend. See if he's available. I don't know. You're making the kids watch the classics original Muppet Show, Sleepy? Okay.
There you
Very good.
go.
Yeah,
That's how you start them off.
Mm-hmm. Nothing beats the classics.
Nope. And before they know it, they'll be watching the Jetsons and the Flintstones too.
Well, we already have that in Washington.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's an understatement.
Rick, are you enjoying your Rick from Canada, your Linux Mint Cinnamon? I do not use Deepin. Heather. Tim said he would be off for a week, be busy. Okay, Anna. Okay. I think he was moving or looking to buy a house or something. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have swore he said something
about
like
a house.
that.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner. Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember all that. Beep beep.
Those are the classics.
Yeah.
And the funny part is the Coyote never caught the Roadrunner, ever.
They should do a Linux version of the car. Yibbity bitty beep. That's Arch, folks. That's Arch, folks. Yep. Instead of Fred Flintstone, Fred Fedora. Yep.
Is anybody?
I'm never gonna switch from this. I've got Peppermint on the other one, but I don't know what I would ever switch from this. I did like Mint, but I don't know.
Okay, I figured this out. I can actually see ChiroDoc now.
Oh, now it took you this long? Jeez.
I had to look it up, and apparently the OpenGL backend is not cooperating with something.
Oh, okay.
So I switched it to the Cairo backend, and now I can actually see it.
Very good.
Nice.
Yay.
On Mate, when I run ChiroDoc, every once in a while, if I download something, it'll open up the doc twice. It's kind of bizarre, but it's a fun thing to play with. There's a lot of stuff on there. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'm starting to wonder or get suspicious if it is because I run flat packs on some things. I'm starting to wonder if there isn't something in there that's doing it, or it's because I'm getting some really goofy messages. Like it says there's packages being held, whatever that means. It's like, so
I hate that error.
Yeah, something's open. Something's not doing what's supposed to.
Why?
I just don't know where to trace it because I did try to go into Mate's software boutique and go and just do it that way. And then I tried doing some terminal fixes today just to have do a repair and all, and it did nothing. It said it was all fine, and then you ever get that? I'm sure you guys have probably gotten it at some time or another. When you're doing Synaptic, you'll get that. It starts out with a W and a colon. Download is performed unsandboxed as root and all this other, and it's some long temp, SH file, and every so often that'll pop up too. It says permission denied or something like that, and yet you look at it and the program's still there. So, have you ever experienced that before, Karen?
Not that I'm aware of. Eugen says original Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer, go.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love that show. Go Speed. And then they did a movie. God, it was awful.
I agree with you. Omega Beast 10, Androgos is great. Yeah, the installer does need a few improvements. The thing about the installer that I found is the Wi-Fi doesn't work very well on the initial live CD. The only way I can get the installer to work properly is by using an Ethernet cable.
Catching something on the Oddball news feed. Oscar Mayer seeking new Wienermobile driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's about time.
I guess so.
Ooh, I think I found Skype.
Found it?
Found it.
How
The
did you?
user bin flat pack run, and then there's this massive bunch of commands. There's a .desktop client file that drops into bar something flat pack x86 64 stable active
Yes.
export share applications. Found it.
Oh, well, that's one way to get it. I mean, the AUR has it too.
Yeah, but AUR is not specifically configured to work with this at this point in time, but that worked without messing with anything else.
Yeah.
Flatpak was configured, AUR was not. So, of the two, I'll take Flatpaks over AURs.
Yeah.
Unless I have to, and there's really one application, the AUR, and that's Skype for Business stuff. But I now have Skype successfully working on my...
Yeah, I got Skype as a snap, I think, and it works, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say one thing I so hate Skype for. I hate that you cannot make a Skype-only account anymore, and you're forced to make a Microsoft account. That, oh my god.
Yeah, I hate the fact that it's Microsoft entirely.
Yeah, that's why I'm not on Skype.
They changed it,
Yeah.
but I have to give them credit. It's stable in both Linux and Windows, so I don't use it that much anymore, but it does work for what it's worth. Yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately need to. So
Yeah.
need to for business. That sucks, but it is what it is.
I'm looking at another news feed. Texas couple holds wedding ceremony at Whataburger.
Wow.
Man, times have changed. Really?
Holy shit!
That's what the girls want? Okay.
If that's what the lady wants, okay then.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think it's actually the AUR that's kept me from trying out flat packs and snaps for a while, because everything that I would need is either on the AUR or in the regular repos, and I still see any reason to confuse myself even further with another package manager.
The awful user repository.
If this were like Manjaro, where AUR is just a simple toggle inside of the package manager, I would have just done that. But with this, I needed exactly one, but flat packs are enabled in Arch Labs. So
Yeah. Yeah. Did Arch Labs install for you okay?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay.
In fact, the thing that took me the longest to get working is getting the Cairo dock working exactly the way I wanted it. That's the only thing that took a long time.
Okay.
Everything else, I literally, while I went down and made dinner, all my mobile home was over and it was perfect.
Apparently, 2 people are starting a new hamburger business. They're calling it Stupid Burgers. That's what they're calling it. So, I guess you're stupid to eat it because of the fatness of the burger. I don't know. Okay.
Oh my god.
I hope they are stupidly successful. There you go.
I was just scrolling the list, and all of a sudden I come across a thumbnail, Carm, of can Linux replace Windows? And the guy's sitting like this with a nice big orange frame around it.
Yes, that's me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the new software I was testing, Logitech software in Windows. Yeah.
Yeah. Omega Beast 10, the Arch Labs installer is not a GUI installer, unfortunately. They scaled the installer down to pretty much a command line installer. You gotta do pretty much
It is
most
a command line installer that is very good.
Yeah. It's actually a better installer than the last one.
Came across this here, some of the top stupid news stories for 2018.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Let's see. By the way, if there's people joining in late, yes, we did talk about the Ubuntu show. You just have to replay this. No, you've come to the right place.
Yeah.
What do we have? We had the Tide Pod challenge. People
Oh god.
eating tides.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
got
know.
a better challenge. How about the don't do anything that might kill you challenge?
Yeah, really.
There you go.
I'm doing pretty well. Not perfect, but I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I don't
wow.
think they're ready, Traname. I don't think they're ready for that challenge.
It's I don't get it. In March, someone in Arizona called the cops for a local park's Day of the Dinosaurs event to ask if the dinosaurs were real.
That is, oh my.
The answer would be yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see here. Nickelodeon green slime ketchup debuting at Walmart.
Sorry about that.
Nickelodeon green slime ketchup debuted at Walmart.
Ew.
You know, they tried that a long time ago. It didn't work well.
But it's just make it look like somebody snotted all over your hot dog.
Wow, yeah, really. United Airlines killed a puppy. Guess if it was by accident.
Yeah, they put it in the overhead carrier.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah,
is that
yeah.
new?
That was from 2018, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
these
the-
are hot. Yeah.
The last thing I heard from United was they stranded a bunch of passengers in like negative 20-degree weather.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Oh.
yeah, it wasn't good.
Where were they?
I don't remember. I'd have to go find the article again.
Last August, there was a case on United again where a woman traveled with her emotional support monkey. What an awful thing to call your husband. No, I'm just kidding.
telling you.
Support animal, yeah. There was a big debate last year over whether a straw has one hole or two. Okay.
It has one. It goes all the way through.
Okay. A Halloween debate asks which part of the candy corn is the top.
The pointy
I didn't know
part.
they could stand. Wow. Let's see here. The Wall Street Journal had a report of parents hiring video game tutors for their kids. Really?
Oh, Lord.
Really?
That's what it
No
says.
way.
Yeah,
What does
yeah.
that even mean?
But like a child needs to be tutored to play video games. Like, come on.
Called anger
Why-
management classes.
Wait, why would you tutor a child to play a video? That doesn't make sense.
I
Why
know.
would you? That really doesn't make sense.
Basically, I learned from I learned from my family how to play video games, and I just learned the rest of the way by myself. That's how I did it. You do not need a tutor to learn this type of work. You just don't.
In March last year, scientists figured out how much poop you'll produce in your life.
And
Would you like
unfortunately, that was
what's
probably a government-funded
would
project.
somebody like to guess? It's in pounds.
Our tax dollars at work.
Doesn't it depend on how much you
Pounds,
eat?
not tons.
Well, there's a range. Yeah.
We'll give you a hint. Vegetarians produce more.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna say 50.
Too high.
50 pounds? Nah, try about put a couple
It's
more
thousands.
zeros on
It's down, not 50,000.
it. I was gonna say
it's
put a couple more zeros on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I do that after Taco Bell. What's the matter with you? I'm just kidding.
500,000.
According to this, it is between 24 and 26,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
How
Well,
much does
even
a
a
jumbo-
smart toilet could tell you that.
Yeah, really. Let's see here. People who are sick of Tinder are now into slow dating,
Huh?
which you just know as regular dating. No story from 20 will make you want to slap your forehead as much as this one, slow dating. I guess Tinder is fast. I don't know. I don't know.
Where'd Kyrodoc go now?
A report last year found that young single people are tired of Tinder and dating apps, and so they tried the slow dating. I don't know. Let's see here. In January, a college student in Florida announced she's planning to marry Tetris,
What?
which was great news for her since her previous relationship with the calculator had ended badly.
Oh my god.
Wow.
How
Okay.
stupid are people? Oh my lord.
Well, this is the world we live in.
Yeah, I know.
Get used to it.
Oh my god.
Just think that's our next country's leaders.
A 42-year-old guy in Canada called the cops and asked him to tell his girlfriend not to show up at his house anymore. Way. Oh, wow.
Do you really have to tell the cops to do the work for you? I mean, you can
I
literally
don't
do
know.
it yourself.
In June, a guy sued CVS, that's the pharmacy, for ruining his marriage by oh, jeez. I guess I could tell this. In June, a guy sued CVS for ruining his marriage by telling his wife about his Viagra prescription. Okay.
You gotta blame someone. It can't be
guess so.
yourself.
In July, a woman in Turkey gave her husband an ultimatum. It's me or the dog. He went dog.
Oh my god.
Ouch. Whoa. Woo.
Smart man.
Woof. Yeah. Let's see here.
Oh my.
Let's see.
You know what's interesting? Arch runs an older version of Kodi than Fedora does.
Really?
Yeah, I'm still on 17.3 here. Fedora runs the 18 release candidate.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't figure that, but apparently it is.
A website came out in October. The website is whopaid99cents.com. Who has the speakers on? I'm getting an echo. Okay. So the website is whopaid99cents.com. The entire purpose? You could pay 99 cents to see who else paid 99 cents.
I've seen that actually.
Yeah. I like that. Starbucks has two guys arrested for waiting while black.
That's
What?
an old article. That actually caused a big ruckus.
Okay, all right.
Some guys came in and they were waiting for somebody, and eventually they told them to leave, and it caused a big ruckus. But the reality is, they were in the wrong because they were, they end up calling the police. The police show up and they say, they asked you to leave, so you need to leave, and they decided not to leave, and so the police arrested him for trespassing. And which honestly is, they gave them every chance in the world to comply with the lawful order of a police officer, and they chose not to.
Let's see. A woman in Sweden, where's Matthias? A woman in Sweden wanted to get a tattoo of her son's name, Kevin, but the tattoo artist accidentally wrote Kelvin.
Oh no.
So the woman legally changed her son's name to that. I guess
Simple.
that'll fix. Yeah.
Modern problems go for modern solutions.
All right, anything else here? We'll wrap this up here. Scientists have confirmed that the planet Uranus smells like flatulence.
Is that?
In April.
That's beautiful.
Well, I could have told you that.
Well, I guess the it says here, and scientists concluded that Uranus is just bursting with clouds made up of hydrogen sulfide, a gas that smells like rotten gas. Okay, that's logic. It just sounds funny at first, you know.
Did they know that when they named it?
I don't know, but the famous fart planet, yeah.
What a coincidence that is.
In February, huh? Really? This is possible? In February, a guy in China had his rectum fall out after he sat on the toilet too long playing video games.
What?
Is that even possible?
I didn't know that could fall out. I thought that was like secured in pretty well.
That's what I thought.
It was after a binge run of Taco Bell.
That's scary. That's kind of scary.
We go from Linux to food to back down the crapper again.
This was in yeah, it's I thought it was secure, but secure, haha.
It must have been an arch-based rectum.
I guess. Ba-da-bum-bum.
Okay, who's gonna say it?
That is awful.
Damn near killed him, right?
That is awful.
Well, here's another thing in China. How is this even possible? All right, I have to clean this up. A couple in China couldn't conceive for 4 years, but they found out later they were doing it the wrong way.
Oh, heavens.
There's something in the water in China.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, yeah.
My lord.
Burger King made a sandwich with a green bun for Halloween.
What?
And they ran a study that found it increases your chance of having nightmares.
How is that even possible?
Okay. Oh well. It turns out all Skittles are the same flavor, but they're scented to make us think the colors taste different. Oh, clever.
Wait, but then it would taste different because like 70%, isn't it like 70% of your taste buds is your sense of smell?
I'm just reading it off the thing, yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh well. A cow attacks a woman for singing My Humps.
I probably would too.
Yeah.
Someone's got their speakers on again.
Oh. I'm on the cow side on that.
Echo.
Yeah, it's Tom. Sorry, Tom. I just muted you just to see.
Okay.
I could see your lines going up.
Okay. Anyway.
He'll have to unmute himself.
Okay. A grocery. This will be the last one. A grocery store in Kuwait was busted for sticking googly eyes on their fish to make them look fresher.
Wait, no. I don't believe you.
No,
Look it up. It's in Kuwait. This is last year's news.
There's videos of some of these fish markets overseas that they do stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, if you're in a hurry, don't pay attention. You're just okay. Yeah, it's the eyes are looking at me like this. Wow.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny.
Well, anyway, all right. Enough of that.
Well, I mean, nobody noticed that when they took the fish home and like started taking it apart to cook it.
Oh, they
It's like,
probably realize it later, but
oh, look what popped out of it. It's like pop. There it goes.
oh, the lengths this channel goes to for a laugh. We've gone from Fart Planet to fake eyes on a fish.
I'm wondering where we're going next.
Don't know, but I'm not going. You guys, if you haven't heard it, look up my channel. I posted a 25-minute audio recording of the best laughs of last year or something. We did a Christmas special. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Does it include
I
fart?
think he's doing dishes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Yeah, that's right, Sleepy. You prepared with fish sauce. You like that talking fish in Sopranos, Steve?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I'm getting hungry again. I gotta stop eating late at night. But anyway. Well, is there anybody new left in the chat who would like to say hello? I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Did you see where there's a lawyer suing the NFL or taking them to court for that game, the Saints and the Rams for that blown call?
I could have sworn I heard
There's
something.
a class action suit because the fans are suffering from emotional distress and inability to enjoy the rest of their lives, or something like, really?
What?
That
Look it
is
up.
so stupid.
Yeah, look it up.
It's a freaking game. Get over it.
All right, so they blew a call. It happens. It happens. What are you going to do?
Hey, at least the call feels good.
Yeah, how many people are involved in it? Does it say like the number?
I don't know, but you know what? If the Saints were that good with the #1 offense, it never should have been that close in the first place. So they deserve to lose, right?
Ouch.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
That's one way to look at it.
I mean, if it's enough people for a class action lawsuit, I mean that's
Yeah,
a lot of people emotionally.
Yeah, the
distressed from
Saints fans resort to lawsuits, billboards. What's next? A congressional bill in the White House? I mean,
over a football game. It's
yeah,
like,
the refs blew a call. Okay, well, it happens. Yeah, the lawsuit filed in Orleans Parish Civil District Court. Yeah.
wow.
Lame.
Yep. Well, nothing's going to happen because the Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. But they would suggest, well, let's replay the game or replay that play. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess there is legally an article in the NFL law book that the commissioner has the right to let them replay the game. I didn't know that. It's Rule 17, Article 3. In the event of an extraordinary act, they can replay the game.
That's not very extraordinary.
No.
How extraordinary does it have to be?
An extraordinary act would be if the quarterback just took a dump right there, like on the 50-yard line. That would be extraordinary. That would be extraordinary. Because that's what he thought of the opposing team. I don't know.
That happens if you play the game on Uranus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. But anyway, they're going to go through with. I guess the judge got to look at it, but. So what they're going to call it? The replay game? The lawsuit game? The people can't grow up game? I don't know.
Service Pack 2.
Yeah. I don't know.
Pigskin Pack 2.
Wouldn't that be funny if
There
they
you
replay the game and they lost anyway? There, you're happy now? You know.
No, we just got to keep replaying till we win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how it always works.
Yeah. Do they have video refs in NFL? They have video replay, Sleepy, but you can't. They don't have video replay for non-calls or flags, or I think, or something like that. Yeah.
I'm going to jump off because I'm going to actually put up a video today, and I need to record them now. So it will be on Arch Labs.
Okay.
So.
Alrighty.
Good night.
Take care.
Good time.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
So anyway. All right. Well, enough of that news. So they were saying that the quarterback from the Chiefs may be the first $200 million player. They're thinking about giving him a contract. Yeah.
I see.
That's
At
getting
23,
really
at 23 years old. Well, if the people are willing to pay those ticket prices, who do you blame, him or the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it works both ways, yeah. You know.
Used to be you could go to a ball game when I was a kid for $2. Now
You know,
you're lucky if you go to a ball game for 200.
if that was me, I would feel. I would take the money, take half, and give it to St. Jude's Hospital charity, my community, build a new church. You know, I would have to do something with it immediately.
Right.
You know, just to clear my mind. You know. But yeah. If they replay the game, does the QB have to take a dump on the 50-yard line again? Yes. Oh boy.
I don't think it's going to be 50 yards. I think it might be a little farther than that.
Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of children. Sounds like a bunch of children replay until I win. I guess so, Sleepy. Yeah. I mean, I could see their point in a way. You know.
Yeah.
I see their point. It was a playoff game. You know, it isn't like they'll get another chance in 2 weeks or something. So I get it. You know, but it's a game. What are you gonna do? You know.
Lose gracefully would be a good thing to start.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, what do we got here?
Well, it's basically the same thing that happened to the Bears too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Netflix
They said there was
becomes.
a timeout called right when they kicked for the field goal, and then they made them do it over again. They made it the
Ding
first
ding,
time, and then they
ding
missed
ding.
it.
Yeah, it's boy. And that was like the 6th time it's happened to that poor kicker.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Netflix becomes first streaming company to join the MPAA. Huh. Oh no. Twitter is rolling out a new web interface, including an emoji button. Oh, good heavens, no.
Wait, isn't there already an emoji button?
Yeah.
From what it's this was published today at 4:03 p.m. Eastern time. It says right here, Twitter is rolling out a new web interface, including an emoji button. That's what it says.
Lame.
And it says right, what? The original Google Hangouts will start to disappear this October. Oh, what?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
announced. They're going to merge
yeah,
it
that's
into something
gone.
else. I mean, there'll be another platform, but yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Well, they're going to keep the enterprise version, which will be a paid version, and that
Yeah.
much I know.
So this right here, this Hangouts is gonna disappear in October.
it'll
Well-
merge into something else, but it'll be free from what I read.
okay.
But not right now. Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
But so basically, once Hangouts falls in October, I'm guessing it'll be a little bit before these little live chats can be prominent again.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll make an announcement before then. so,
Yeah, yeah. Knowing Google, they'll say something. I look forward
I
for
think
them.
so. Yeah. I think it's called Hangout Chats. Steve says I think Hangout Chats or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, what do we got here? Apple's new iOS 12.1.3 update fixes annoying messages and CarPlay bugs.
You know, sometimes it's best to go back to the simpler days. Kirk to Enterprise, to beam up.
Mhm.
That's what I think. Heather says, "Holy crap, Hangouts going away." Well, they're not called Holy crap Hangouts, just Hangouts. Yeah.
Oh well, unless you're on Uranus. Then-
Will you stop that? Jeez. Oh man. There was an old joke. In space, Mexican food could be considered a form of transportation.
Oh, God. That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Actually, I read that Uranus is named after a Greek god Uranus for heavens, Greek god of the heavens. The only planet is the only planet in the solar system to retain its Greek name and not convert to a Latin one.
Well, Mars is the god of war, I believe. God of
Yeah.
war. Yeah.
And Jupiter was Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn was, I forget. What?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk of Mars with Elon Musk. That's his next big venture. Flying people one way to Mars. I guess
Well-
that's one way to escape a nagging spouse.
Well, the way society's going, maybe sign me up. I don't know.
We'll see how good the project does.
I guess for the adventurous, that would be quite a journey, to say the least. Yeah, to be the first
mean,
to land on Mars. Yeah.
Setting foot somewhere where no man has ever gone before might be worth it for some people.
Ooh, what's this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Android Q might give carriers stricter ways to lock phones. Oh boy.
Linux Dabbler, welcome to the stream. I'll have to say goodbye to the stream here shortly. Mugen, Mars is your ruling planet. Okay.
Oh, well, this doesn't surprise me. Target is adding Apple Pay and Google Pay to all U.S. stores.
Wait, who's adding it?
Target.
Oh, sweet.
What do we got here? HP's education Chromebooks get upgraded 2019 models. Okay, this is interesting. For the education department, there you go. There's some good news. Upgraded Chromebooks is what they need.
Anarita says, sign me up. I would love to go. No more nagging wife, especially to take out the garbage on Mars.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But if you get stranded on Mars, you could always make like what Matt Damon did, like make like
I
pool
know.
potatoes and
Yeah,
survive.
no, yeah, really.
Yeah.
I think Verizon should sponsor that spaceship. That way they can really say, hey, can you hear me now? And you have to wait 20
Yeah.
minutes for a reply, from Earth.
Can you hear me now? Good. I remember those ads.
Oh, yeah, good. Of course, again, because Mars is so far away, it takes 20 minutes for a reply, you know.
Okay, this is a really good feel-good story. Microsoft is helping visually impaired children learn to code with physical blocks. That's nice of them.
Yes. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up for this evening, my friends.
Yep.
So, another fun show. Talking about various topics, to say the least.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome, Tranaway. Nice to have you on board. So, good luck with your Ubuntu
Thanks.
and your multi-extensions.
Yeah, I just wish things would work.
Yep. After I leave here, expect new videos from me within the next 30 minutes.
Well, after this, I'm going to catch up on the news, and I'm going to go to bed. So, all right, Mugen, take care. Take care, everybody here in the chat.
Take care, Mugen. Thanks for coming. Everybody in the comments section, smash that like button. Support everybody here.
All right, very good. All right, I'll catch you guys and gals next time, okay?
All right.
All right.
Later.
Have a good night.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Right.